Assalamu alaikum, I hope everyone is in good health. Introducing, my name is Raihan Nua Fadhil, International Relations Study Program HI 21B Class. Faculty of Social Science and Political Science. Here I will do a review on global issues with the supporting lecturers Mr. Harry and Mrs. Ulya. Here I will explain regarding human rights violations which have become a global issue, namely human rights violations, the Mahsa Amini tragedy by the government of Iran. Previously, we must first understand what human rights are. Human rights are human rights which are rights bestowed by God Almighty to every individual on earth. Everyone is obliged to maintain, protect and respect the rights of everyone. These rights include the right to life, security, not to be disturbed, freedom from slavery and torture. If a person or group of people does not give their proper rights to a person or group of people, they will be given a temporary prison sentence or, at the most, life imprisonment. Cases of violations of human rights that have spread globally, namely, there are regulations that require the use of the hijab. This was stated by Ayatollah Khomeini. She was one of the Iranian leaders who led the Iranian Revolution and subsequently founded the Islamic Republic. She has ideas and views regarding women in Iran and also the rules for wearing the hijab. He has the view that all women must dress modestly and cover all parts of the female body. For him, women who behave coquettishly and show off all parts of their necks, hair and other body parts are those who don't know how to be useful. One of the cases in Iran is the Mahsa Amini tragedy. On August 15, 2022, President Raisi signed a decree enforcing the country's headscarf and chastity laws, which resulted in a new list of restrictions on how women could dress. Simultaneously, there have been reports of authorities in Iran increasingly cracking down on women who are deemed to be violating rules about wearing the headscarf. Wearing the headscarf in public is a mandatory rule for women in Iran. On September 13, 2022, Mahsa Amini was arrested by the Iranian morality police for wearing the hijab not in accordance with the regulations imposed. After 3 days in police custody, Mahsa Amini died on September 16, 2022. Iranian officials said that the cause of Mahsa Amini's death on September 16 was that Amini had suffered from a chronic heart attack and fell into a coma after being arrested. However, according to his family, Mahsa Amini did not suffer from this chronic disease. Mahsa Amini's death with an unknown cause and the reason for her arrest that makes no sense because it is considered to have taken away the human rights of women has sparked large protests that quickly spread to cities across the country, including the capital city of Tehran and all countries in the world. The protest was mostly led by women, by holding demonstrations to take off and burn their headscarves and cut their hair, as a form of solidarity with what Mahsa Amini experienced. From this it is clear that there are violations of human rights that require or force the use of the headscarf. From this incident, the Mahsa Amini demonstration added to the long list of women's movements against gender-based discrimination and violence. For the events that happened to Amini, Iranians held demonstrations in a number of cities as a form of protest. They asked that the law that obliges them to wear the hijab be abolished, or at least become an option so that women have freedom. This is because they are required to wear the headscarf from the age of 9. The conclusion is that gender equality is an issue that has long been fought for by women from various parts of the world. In fact, they dared to take to the streets and hold demonstrations for days on end to demand the fulfillment of women's rights. And from here, the Book of Isa sees the human rights in this case were not really thought about and considered. And also the existence of this case adds to the problem of violations of human rights. And for everyone in this world, we must respect the rights that everyone has and must not force things. Then if you want to make regulations, then think again about what will happen in the future, what is the rationality, and give more importance to human rights than to prioritize your own ego.